Hawaii Bowl news conference prior to tomorrow's kickoff between the BYU Cougars and the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. With us on the podium today for BYU, head coach Kalani Sitake, also Micah Simon, and Dylan Kawanoku. And for Hawaii, it's head coach Nick Rolovich, running back Dayton Ferruta, and Kendall Hune. And we're going to open up. Coach Sitake, please give your opening statement for today's game.
Thank you. Representing BYU, we're excited to be here, and on behalf of our team and our administration, our university, and our fans, we're excited to be in the SoFi Hawaii Bowl to play this game against the University of Hawaii. I want to first congratulate the University of Hawaii on an excellent season. We've had some opportunities to see them play in our common opponents, and we've been really impressed and admire the way they play the game with so much passion and excitement, and looking forward to the matchup. We've had a great connection with this team in this place, and having so many players that are involved and connected to the state of Hawaii. But we've been really impressed and just tons of respect for the University of Hawaii under the leadership of Nick Rolovich, who's done an amazing job in winning their division in the Mountain West, and looking forward to the game. I brought with myself our receiver Micah Simon to my left, and also Diane Gonwoluku, our defensive back, who has played a lot of different positions, and just really excited at an opportunity to play one more game with these seniors, and appreciate all the work that they put into this program and a lot of the sweat, blood, and tears that they've done, and looking forward to just enjoying this last game with them. Thank you.
Coach Rolovich.
Very similar feelings from the University of Hawaii. Very grateful for the bowl game, for SoFi. It's been a great week so far. We're getting closer to the game, so focus has changed a little bit, but I like Coach Sitake. We're friends. They've also had a season where, they won some big games, kept fighting. I think there's a lot of similarities in the mindsets of the teams, and the ability or the matchup, I think, is really good for football fans. Not just today, but throughout the history of both programs. And we're happy to be here. It's been nothing but first class so far, so we'll take questions.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now the time for questions. We do have a wireless microphone. We ask that you raise your hand so we can get the wireless microphone to you. Questions?
Norma Gonzalez with the Salt Lake Tribune. And I was just wondering, Zach Wilson had his big moment last year in a bowl game. Is there any expectations for him to have the same type of performance, or to just expect the same from him along with the rest of the team this time around?
You want Micah to answer that?
Zach played a really great game last year, but it's a new season, and we're, just all looking to play our best in this game. It's not, we're not looking to kind of top anything we did last year. We just all want to come out here and play our best for each other, especially on this last game of this season, and then just come out on top that way.
Jay Drew with the Deseret News. Diane, what's at stake for you guys? Do you feel like you can still call this a successful season tomorrow if you don't come out on top, or do you guys need this to basically put a bow on this season?
I feel like just going to a bowl game successful season, and to put a pinpoint on it, winning is a big part, and we came here to win. It's not just a vacation or mess around. It's a real game, and we're treating like every other game. We're coming out with our play calls and everything. Everyone's mind's right. We're in it, and so to us, winning is it's a big thing for me personally and Micah, because we're seniors, and it's our last game to play with our boys and the underclassmen, and just show them that every game counts, regardless if it's a bowl game or if it's not, or if it's your last game. You just got to play it like it's your last. And we came out here knowing that Hawaii is going to come out ready to play their game, and air it out on us, and our defense is ready for that, our offense is ready for that, and I know Hawaii's ready too. Like, you can feel the intensity just at the little luau thing. Everyone's ready, we're having fun, but our mind's still set in the game, so just because we're in Hawaii doesn't mean it's a vacation.
Same question. Yeah, I feel like just comparing from last year's record to this year, we have to win this game, and that'll be an improvement from last year, and that'll make it a successful season for us. I feel the same way Diane does, just about going to a bowl game and how that's a great accomplishment. But like Kalani's been saying, it's ever since we've gotten here, and even before we got here and the prep started, it's about winning the game, and that's what we're gonna go out here to do.
Kendall and Dayton, so much of this season, you guys have all, as a team, talked about the senior class and wanting to do certain things for the leaders of the team, the seniors, knowing that this is now it. You know, it's not the conference title game where there's a bowl game. I mean, this is it for you guys. You know, how much of the motivation in the locker room is that it is sending everyone off the right way?
Obviously, it means a lot to us because we're both seniors, and obviously we're going to go out on top, especially last year's bowl game, coming up short. So, I mean, we just want to come out and give it everything we got, and we want to win one for the seniors.
Yeah, especially for our senior class. You know, we've been through a lot, lots of ups, lots and downs, but, you know, we're just excited to play one more game with our brothers in front of our home crowd. The history shows that this is a great matchup for us. You know, the fans get excited, we're excited, and we just can't wait for Tuesday.
Boys, you just touched on a little bit of history for Dayton and Kendall. What does it also mean to end this season, to get 10 wins, but also to end it at home and against BYU, kind of a longtime rival with a lot of history between you guys?
It means a lot for the whole program as a whole. Obviously, I think Coach Platoon was telling us that there was only like 5 other times that the University of Hawaii has won 10 games. So for us to win 10 games and to come out on top as the SoFi Hawaii Bowl champions, it'd be great for the program.
Yeah, and then just touching on the history a little bit. Before we even accepted the Hawaii Bowl invite and the news came out that BYU accepted the Hawaii Bowl, you know, I got family, I got uncles, they all talking about, oh, you know, Hawaii, BYU, and, you know, the crowd's behind us, so we're excited, and, you know, we just can't wait to be out here.
And then, Micah, for you guys, what have you guys learned being out here in Hawaii about the history between you guys? Or do you guys know anything about the longtime rivals that BYU and UH has been over the years?
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it just walking around. I was in an Uber the other day, and the guy was just telling me about the history of BYU and Hawaii and just how it just goes back a long time ago, just whenever they were both in the WAC and playing against each other year in, year out. And yeah, it's just gonna be a super fun matchup, man. I'm just so excited to be out here and play this game.
Yeah, and same with me. Like, I've been watching the game since I was young, and just seeing that, like, I always liked Hawaii jerseys. I was like, they got some dope tribal stuff on their pants and stuff. Like, that was always cool to me. And so, just being able to play them now in this bowl game is everything. And I know because both my parents went to BYU Hawaii, so they know about University of Hawaii, and like I always wanted to be in Hawaii too, just because they were here. And so being able to play a team like University of Hawaii and have them watch it, and it's just like times have turned where I'm actually playing the game and instead of watching on TV. But it's gonna be a great game, and everyone's excited for it. Our fans, their fans, our family, their family. So it's gonna be good.
Micah, let's go back to the Uber driver for a minute. Right here, Doug Ferguson with the AP. Did he say anything nice about BYU? Did he give you any indication that it was a happy rivalry?
I mean, a little bit. You know, he said that it was just a fun matchup, that both teams bring a lot of great energy and they always have fun playing against each other. It's always a great game. And he was he was just saying how he expects it to be the same this year.
Kendall, you guys didn't have to travel far, obviously. Does it still feel like a bowl game? Does it have that bowl game vibe for your team?
I think it does because, I mean, obviously, like, even though we're right up the street from campus, we still have all the bowl activities, and it's been a great time, and they've been showing us a great time around here. And it's been nothing short of spectacular because it's just one last time to be with our brothers. And, especially me and Dayton being seniors, it's just nice to be, like, together one last time. Yeah.
It's for the two coaches. It wasn't that long ago. I remember GPA camp, like I think it was 2012, and everyone viewed the two of you as the future of the coaches that were there at the camp. To now be sitting next to each other in a bowl game, I'm sure you guys followed each other's careers. Just how proud of a moment is this for two guys that not that long ago were viewed as the rising stars in the coaching ranks to be here?
I'm really excited about it because it's not just Rolo, but a lot of guys on that staff, you know, and on his staff have been instrumental in helping me along the way, and and it's just the way that it's done here, you know. And Rolo's been a great friend to me throughout these years of coaching, and we've been able to, you know, keep in contact quite a bit. And you know, it's always nice when you can hear a coach and someone that you become friends with, and we compete against each other quite a bit in recruiting and so many different parts of the profession. But it's I mean, I admire this man. He's the way he loves his players, and you can hear. It's interesting because they're saying the exact same things the players are, so it doesn't really matter. You could just put the quotations around it and assign it to any of the four players here. That you can see there's a lot of very similar mindset, like Rolo said before, and you know, it's one of those professions where you're very competitive, but at the same time, there's not a lot of guys that do what we do, you know, and not a lot of guys that do what these players do on the field as well. And so there's tons of respect, and regardless of what the outcome, what the result of the game is going to be, we'll leave that field with a lot of respect for Hawaii, just like we've done when we first got here. And so it's just an honor for us to share the field with them, and for me to be in the relationship and the friendship that I have with Rolo and the coaches on the staff.
It's funny you brought that up. I think us on our staff really try to do things the right way, and I feel the same way about Kalani and his staff. And you go back to whenever that GPA camp was, and I don't know if they're talking that way back then, but I have enjoyed watching his career and the people he's connected to along the way. And I think there is that mutual respect. I think we both work hard and we both try to do it the right way. So that's probably why each program's mindset or focus is team oriented. It's about the kids. And I'll go back to one of the earlier questions. I don't think you can even think about what these four up here do and their teammates throughout a football season, and be here and not call it a successful season. You know, the school, the workouts, when they're doing stuff no other college student is doing, and they've attained a goal. They have an opportunity to play on Christmas Eve. I think it's an extremely successful season for both programs, and these kids really deserve it. So,
Brian?
It's for Coach Rolovich, Brian McInnes of the Star Advertiser. Coach, you played such a prominent role in the 2001 game against BYU that in many ways I think is credited for the creation of this bowl game. What does it mean to you to be sitting here with your program, your players, next to BYU in this setting to have an opportunity tomorrow?
well, we just try to stay in the moment. It was a great day for our program in 2001, and there was so many contributors. But you know, I think this is about this team and this opportunity with BYU. But I mean, when you think about it, that's pretty interesting. That I think it started in 2002, right after that season, and I think it's been a successful bowl game for a long time. So, That was a fun day. It was a great day for me and the team. But this we haven't brought it up too much with our guys. It is funny to think about, though.
I had a question for each coach. As you look back, going to say August, to where you are now, what has been the most pleasant surprise about this team?
I mean, it's just the players, getting closer to them and getting to know them and their families, and seeing I've been really proud of these players, win or lose, the way they represent their families and the name on their backs. It's been really impressive to me, and so just thankful that we have another opportunity to do it tomorrow and to do it against a great opponent like University of Hawaii, who does things the exact same way and very similar to how we view the game of football and family.
Coach Sataki, having
Steve.
Oh,
For crying out loud.
yeah.
Thought we were friends.
Oh, I didn't ask you about farmers. Oh.
You want me to answer that one, or you want me to still get Steve in here? For us, the pride personally has not much to do with the wins and losses at this point. It's how this team came together after we had a real tragedy this summer, and with the loss of one of our teammates, and how the leadership of the locker room hung together, looked out for each other, grieved together, suffered together, and really put a real special emphasis on this season was playing for Cheyenne. And that's when I look back about what we'd be proud of. I think it was great to be a part of that. It was all of them. It wasn't the university and sending down counselors and the assistant coaches rounded up their group. I think it was really internal for our players, and I think it was amazing to watch, the different paths of really tragedy that they and return back to focus and doing something on the football field is pretty special.
Stephen.
Coach Sataki, having grown up in Hawaii.
By the way, on that other comment that you said, I've been eliminated from the investigation on who did that.
Yes, he has.
So just so you know. If I would have done it, it would have been LDSsingles.com. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
having grown up in Hawaii, what did this rivalry mean to you, following both teams?
Oh, it's not even just the people here in Hawaii. It's the people on the mainland that are connected to the state of Hawaii and this game, and you could feel the energy with everyone around this game. And there's really not much education you have to give to our players because they kind of know about it and being involved with the teams that we play against. And the only difference is we don't play against Hawaii every year like we used to. But the feelings and the excitement and the passion around the game from both fan bases, it's impressive to see. And we felt that all the way back in Utah as well. So there's a connection with this program with the University of Hawaii and our program, and a lot of it goes back in the culture and in the friendships and family, and why not compete and have fun and see how it works out tomorrow. But afterwards, the mutual respect and passion that we have for our programs, there'll be a lot of respect for each other.
Coach Rolo, both sets of players have talked about treating this less as a vacation, more as a business trip, trying to get the win, all that. But how does this bowl game compare?
That's what they have to say.
Right, exactly. How does this bowl game kind of compare to other bowl games playing at home in your home stadium and that sort of thing? Is there a difference, or do you kind of try to keep it status quo, I guess?
Is there a difference for?
I mean, how do you try to keep it like any other bowl game, I guess? While you're playing at home and in front of a home crowd and that sort of thing.
I don't see it much different. The bus trip is much quicker than the airplane ride would be, and I think it's not like we come down and spend 4 or 5 nights in Waikiki all year long, And you can come down here very quickly. You can get here if you need to get to the beach or do whatever, but to spend a almost a week or 4 or 5 nights in a beautiful hotel in Waikiki in December. If that is not a positive thing for any of the people involved in the bowl game, then they probably shouldn't be here. 'Cause I think there's millions of people that probably would trade places with them at this point in time. But I don't think it's much of a challenge. It is a fairly unique deal playing in your, hometown for the bowl game. But it's such a different game week. It's such a different lead up to the game that it is different. And I think it's nice being able to play in front of our crowds on Christmas Eve.
Kalani, I know you don't like progress report questions or at-stake questions.
You're gonna
big
ask
picture.
anyways.
You got it.
All right.
Just kind of the same question I asked Mike and Diane. What's at stake for you guys tomorrow? Do you need this win to be able to put a bow on this season?
Just need our team to perform at their best and have fun. I think we've talked about it. They've earned the opportunity to be in this game, and we can only control what we do as a program and when we take the field as a team. And so I know Hawaii will be ready, and we'll be ready as well. And whatever happens, happens. I think the things that these guys have been able to accomplish, for me, it's very similar to what Rolo talked about his team, is just seeing the leadership on this group take place. I mean, and not to embarrass Diane, but there's no way you would have thought Diane would have been up here speaking like how he does, 3 years ago, right, Diane? So you've seen a lot of progress and seeing the things that they've done and how they've grown and progressed as a person, let alone a football player, and the things I've seen from these young men has been impressive to me. And that's how I gauge the importance of this game, is to see what they do as a person more than compared to the games. I get paid so that for us to win games, but the honor and the pleasure that I have in coaching is seeing these young men progress in life and go from that transition from a young man to an adult. And the things that these guys have accomplished off the field is something that they'll live with them forever. And I'm really proud of them as young men and really excited the things that they're going to do in the community as they contribute and do great things from here on out.
I wasn't going to bring this up, Diane, but since Coach called you out a little bit, as you kind of look back,
I didn't call him out. I was praising him. You guys just got to stop twisting it, man.
Tomato, Coach. Tomato.
Yeah.
But as you kind of look back on your career at BYU before your final game, how is Diane Gonwolaku right now different from Northridge running back Diane Lake when you committed to BYU all those years ago?
Hey, I'm the same me. Like Coach said, I've matured a lot, and thanks to him, he's given us seniors the keys to the team. And so we've taken charge ourselves over the summer workouts, just leading the team ourselves and not having the coaches always be there for us. Because they got a lot to worry about, like you guys, media and all that. So we try to take care of the team ourselves. And I couldn't ask for more. That's what helped me grow the most. Just Coach giving us the key and letting us lead ourselves.
Micah, earlier this season you talked about how you made a mental note to really take in the games this year, to take a look around the stadium, and you're one of the last ones to go back into the locker room. What are you going to take away from tomorrow's game? What are you going to be looking at, and just what do you want to remember?
Yeah, I think it'll be the same type of approach I take tomorrow, just soaking in the stadium, the field, the energy, especially just being my last college game and just taking it, play by play, and I think just looking around at these players and brothers of mine and these coaches and just seeing how we all just finish the year out and just connect with each other one last time. It'll be fun.
Kalani, sorry for such a very general question here, but in the decade or so that BYU has been an independent, what do you see as the advantages of competing as an independent, and is there any drawbacks?
I've been the head coach. This is my 4th year now, so I can't comment on the decade of it, but I can say that we've had opportunities to play games that we normally wouldn't have, and be in a situation where we have be able to see our fans from all over the place and in every region in the country. And so whether it's in the East Coast or the South or the North, Midwest or the West and out in the Pacific Seas, we have an opportunity to connect with our fans. And that's what the independent schedule has given us. And these players love the fans that they play for and really look forward to doing it one more time, you know, and that's I'm very thankful to be in this position to lead these young men and to go against the schedule that we have.
Dayton, a question for you. How special is it for you to be playing in this bowl game after getting hurt at the beginning of the year, working your way all the way back to finish the season and to be in the bowl game?
For me, it's real special. Being able to battle through adversity and having my brothers there with me, motivating me, helping me, making sure I'm doing my treatment, and just pushing me throughout the process. And my main goal when I got hurt was to be back for the bowl game, and I was able to get a couple more games in, but just being able to play one more time with my brothers, in front of my family, in front of our whole crowd, our home crowd, and against BYU. You know, it's a matchup that everybody talks about, and you know, I'm just happy that I'm able to be healthy and be able to play in this game.